back to Building Boys. Now I have issue 115 of Hachette's Build the Titanic. In this one, bizarrely, we are starting the remote control. So remote control is built over 2 issues. It's 115 and 116 will build the remote control. So we're starting the remote. We won't be finishing the remote in this one. But at least it's done, I suppose. We've got to do it at some point. I genuinely was expecting this to be the last 2 parts of this. But no, we're building it now. So you're not actually going to be able to test this on anything, because we have no remote sensor, as far as I'm aware, in the Titanic at the moment. We haven't put the motherboard in. That won't be happening until next month. But we will have the remote. Now, the remote is very cute. I mean, it looks... It's smaller than I thought it was going to be. I thought this remote was going to be quite hefty, and it's not. It's actually quite small, but it's a cute little thing. Now, the other thing that surprises me is there is a handle on the remote. We won't do it in this one, we'll do it in the next one, but it is functional. So I'm assuming that once the motherboard's in, we're about to speed the propellers up and down. I'm assuming. I could be wrong, but I'm assuming that's what it does. But it's functional, which is surprising. I didn't see that one coming. I don't know how in-depth this is or isn't going to be, having not done one of these before for this one. I mean, I've built remotes for the tumbler and things like that. So I don't know. This could be incredibly in-depth. This could be over in 2 seconds. I don't know. But let's get it open. Let's take a look. At the end of this one, we'll be talking about something that wasn't on board the Titanic, but is linked to it for eternity, because they feature in one of the most prominent pictures of the Titanic tragedy. We're talking about that in the Titanic talk. Without further ado, let's get this one up and let's get this one built. If you haven't yet, please remember to like and subscribe. Okay, so here is 115. Let's find out what's inside this and exactly what's going on there. Okay, so let's take a look what comes inside of 115. I mean, the good news is this old man doesn't have to lug that massive ship over here to do anything with this one. So that's nice. Nice little bit of let up. Right, what is in this? A spring and some plastic elements. This one this feels like the main sort of body. I think let's see the front or the back. Yeah, so that's how big the remote actually is. We've got some discs in there as well. That's what the front looks like. You should see lights, whistle, smoke, CQD and SOS. You can send out both signals, which Titanic did. We have our metallic KP screws there. Inside this one we have disc there. It's nice. That looks nice. It looks nice. I like they've themed the remote. It's not just a generic remote. I think I like that they've stuck to the Titanic theme throughout. And then in this one, this should be a very nice gold piece there. So that is what we're working with in this stage. I can't see this being this in-depth. That might be famous last words, I think, but let's find out what we're doing. Okay, so the first piece we're working on is this piece here. And we're taking our gold piece, and that is going to attach to here. So we've got 3 lugs, there, and there. They're going to attach into these pins, and that should leave these screw holes lined up. There we go. So that fits in nice and snug. That's how that is. Let's move on. So we can just real time this, I think. Right, next we need the dial. So we're going to take our dial here, and that is going to fit in like so. So that fits in there like that. Check the dial orientation. Yeah, we're happy with that. Now we are making some spring thing, so that's going to go over to there. We need the cylindrical ends of the pins to go into the spring. Okay, so one is going to go in this way, and one is going to go into this way. There we go. So that's that. And now these are going to go inside of the disc here. So taking this disc, should we zoom on this, make it easier for you to see? Oh, that's the complete opposite of what I wanted to do. There we go. Right, so getting the orientation the right way around. This hole here we want facing upwards. So point that's just facing upwards. And this one here with the, we'll call it the T-bar. We've got to try and get this in without it falling apart, which is probably easier said than done. Oh no, wasn't that tough. He says, it's not in yet, Scott. Don't get overconfident. I see. Right, so like that. And then, let me just get that one in. Yeah, I thought that was going to happen. Right, so this is like sprung, so it wants to pop out of here. So I think it's going to keep doing that. It is until we screw this in place with something. Right, so let's take the cover. But this is how you should be looking. So you'll be like that one there, then ultimately that one there. We're going to take this covered piece. We need to try and get this on without this just pinging off into outer space, and it'll go this way round. Gotcha. Right, there we go. So this is all sprung now. We're holding this in place. Now we're going to screw this in with the KP screws. Right, let's get 4 of these ready. It's weird to me that we're doing this now. I've had so many odd builds of recent that this isn't that odd compared to some of the other things I've been doing. So anyone who's been watching the Tumblr will know what I'm talking about. That is all over the place, and I've just kind of accepted I've embraced the madness. I'm like, I've stopped trying to make logic of what's happening with that one and just gone, whatever, okay. Because we built the roof, and then it'll go, now build a chair. And you go, all right. Now build a remote control. And you're like, okay, I'll just look. You tell me what to do and I'll do it, man. And that's where I am. I've just kind of accepted, I'm not going to argue. There's no logic to the build of the Tumblr. There might be. I'm sure somebody somewhere could tell you why we're doing the pieces we're doing, the order we're doing them in, but that person ain't me, because I don't know. Right, so that one goes in there. Jeebus, right. 2 more. On there. I'm not happy with any of these screws, so I might go back around them. Yeah, I'm not happy the way they're sitting. Right, let's have a look what's going on with this. So that's done. I was concerned about the screws. It's fine. They were just the plastic, I suppose. It's fine. It fits lovely now. Right, so we're going to take this part here and turn it over like so. And this one here is going to go in this way up. And it is going to fit in this orientation. So it should go in like that. There we go. And now finally we'll have this part here. What is this? The plate. Is that what they're calling this? They're calling this the plate. Now, it should only go in one orientation, and that should go that way around. I mean, that's never going to stay in. So if you're building this by week, that's never staying in there. I don't know. See, the front disc isn't either. Until this is all, I mean, this is what's weird about doing half a remote, because it's just going to fall apart to do the other parts of it. So let's turn this one, put this one in here, the other part falls out. Well, that's stayed in now. So that is how we're looking. So let's zoom back out. So that's where we are. This is what you will have in stage 115. 116, we complete this remote. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing more to say. It's relatively simple. And that's all there is to do. Let's have a chat. So that's that one done. I mean, it's what it is. It's necessary. It's done. It's got to be done. And that's where we are with it. It'll look nicer when it's finished. I mean, we built half a remote. I mean, there've been very few Titanic stages that have made me go, really? That's one of them. Because I'm pretty sure we should have just built that in one issue, but they want it to land on the magic number of 140. So it is what it is. So that is 115 complete. If you are just sticking around for the build instructions, thank you for stopping by. If you're sticking around for our Titanic talk, we're going to be talking about somebody who wasn't on board the Titanic, but is just synonymous with it now. Because of a photo that was taken of them, that's become one of the most commonly used photos. Whenever any sort of Titanic thing appears or book, or you'll see this photo. And we are talking about the young man holding the newspaper in this photo. So that is Ned Parfett, and Ned is only 16 years old in that picture, and he's standing outside Oceanic House, which was White Star Line's head office at the time, which makes it all the more poignant, which again is why it makes a very good photo. So that photo went global, and it has done ever since. I mean, that photo can be seen all over the place. You Google Titanic tragedy, that photo is probably going to be in the images. What makes it remarkable is Ned's young life, short life sadly, was just as spectacular as the picture, and his death was sadly just as tragic. Because just 6 years after that picture was taken, Ned would die. Ned was one of 4 brothers from Cornwall, and they signed up in 1914 to fight in World War One. In 1915, he received a medal for valor. That's how good Ned was. Ned was fantastic. A lot of people wrote a lot of recommendations about him, saying how much confidence they had in him and how brave he was. I don't know if Titanic was known, if he was known for the Titanic picture at this point. I don't know if people knew it was him in the picture, but he certainly shone on the battlefield. And what makes it so tragic is 2 weeks before the end of World War One, Ned was due to go on leave. In 1918, he was due to go on leave, and he went to the quartermaster's cabin to receive some uniform. The quartermaster showed up to receive some uniform, some clothes to wear home, because all this stuff is obviously trench warfare, is disgusting. So he went to the quartermaster to receive some new clothing so he could wear home. And sadly, whilst he was there, it was hit by a shell, and everybody inside died instantly. So, I mean, Ned's death wasn't in battle as such. Naturally, it was on a warfield, but it wasn't Ned charging in like he had done before, and it wasn't, it feels almost dirty. It feels almost like stabbing someone in the back, and he deserved better than that. By all the stories, he deserved much better than that. He just wanted to go home, And what makes it so tragic is Ned would have been at home when the end of World War One would have been declared. Because of how his leave was timed, he wouldn't have been back at the front. He would have been home. He was hours away from being home, and only 2 weeks away from World War One being over. He'd served his time. He'd done his time. And it's tragic. It just is. But that is the story behind the boy in the picture, Ned Parfett. And you can see him. I mean, they mention him in Titanic exhibitions and whatnot. So even though he wasn't on the ship, he's definitely part of that story. He just is, because that image is so poignant. They've done things over the years. They've colorized it and whatnot, and that image has been replicated in films. And it's a striking image. But now you know who's holding the paper. It's not just some kid. It was a man that lived a short but remarkable life. Ned Parfett, may he rest in peace. That is all for this one. We'll be back in 116 to finish out the month, and also to finish out the remote control. I can also tell you what's coming in next month, which is a rarity. I know what's coming in 17, 18, 19, and 20. We'll talk about that in the next one. That's all from me. If you'd like to contact us, you can contact us at buildingboys@outlook.com. If you haven't yet, please remember to like and subscribe. It helps us massively, and we are creeping towards 3,500 subscribers. Can you believe it? When we first started doing this, we didn't even have 200 subscribers. So this is remarkable. It really is. But your help is very much appreciated. that's all from me. In a world where you can be anything at all, just be nice. And I'll be back incredibly soon with issue 116 of Hachette's Build the Titanic. Take care, and I'll see you then.